Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show and another episode of the Daily Leeds. I bet you missed it yesterday, didn't you? Because you had to stomach the final word. Some great views on that. Thank you for those that got all your comments in, massive comments, all that sort of stuff. It is Monday, the 16th of August. And now that's forgotten about. We're going to touch on it briefly, just a few comments and a few things I want to chat about. But there is also plenty of transfer news as well, because Leeds need to get busy now. We need to get busy in the window for me. We need two bodies in. ASAP. And maybe we will make some moves. I'll let you know a little bit later on if we certainly are in the pipeline to be making them moves. Before we do chat about that, as always, smash a like on the video, get your comments in, notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Yesterday, we hit 6,000 subscribers, so thank you to each and every one of you for doing that. And let's get into the video. And this is the moment when I take a stand. Guys, this thing I want to talk about, like I say, this will be the only Man United stuff we're going to talk about, I promise you, all right? But Paul Merson, yes, Paul Merson has been speaking about Leeds United on Soccer Saturday or Soccer Sunday or whatever it is on Sky Sports, right? And he made a claim about Elland Road and Leeds United fans amid the loss at Manchester United. So he said, I'm a neutral. I love watching Leeds play. I love it. You know what you're going to get. Entertainment. Open the game up. Let's be honest. They're going to be 5,000 or 6,000 Leeds fans there today. They don't want to start getting beat 6. Then we're all sitting there going, oh, what a lovely team to watch. Okay, I agree with that. Of course we don't want to be getting beat by 5-6. He says, now that crowds are back, it's a different game. Major pressure. They got beat 4 by Leicester, didn't they? The crowd isn't going to be happy with us being happy about the way they play. Over the years, it hasn't. These are bigger players. They used to have a great team many years ago, but I don't think the teams in between that have been able to handle the pressure of Leeds and how big the club is. These players might. Now, what his point is making is that Leeds United, now that fans in it, might have an adverse effect. Okay? Do these guys completely forget the fact that Leeds United coexisted before we entered the Premier League? Do they not understand that we spent 2 years in the Championship under Marcelo Bielsa playing this style of football? We love it. We love it. And there will be times where, you know, we might be on the end of things. And of course, we won't be happy at the time, but there's no way. This isn't West Ham. This isn't Newcastle. You know, where West Ham are getting on Moyes because of his style of play. You know, maybe not now because they got Europe, but you get what I'm saying. Newcastle getting on Stevie Bruce. We lap it up. I just don't understand his comments, like making out that, okay, yes, previously players have shrunk under the pressure of Elland Road, but we were rubbish. We were rubbish. We're not rubbish. So I just didn't understand Paul Merson's comments making out that it was actually maybe a hindrance, that Leeds United aren't going to accept the fact that they're getting beaten, that we got 4 past, or same as Crystal Palace, etc. Because of course you can take hidings in the Premier League. It's Premier League football. No one's going to be happy at the time. But don't ever believe or think that Leeds United fans are going to be happy with Bielsa and the style of football and say to him, yo, we don't want to be getting beat 5 or 6. Put 11 men behind the ball. Do a Burnley. It's absolute tosh. But this is the kind of rhetoric and rubbish that will come out from the media between now and Everton. If we get beat by Everton, which could happen, it'll be even worse. Buckle yourself in. I just wanted to pick on that because I think it's a load of tosh. But let's move on now. That's it for Manchester United chat. Okay, we're going to be looking ahead to Everton. We're going to now start talking about some transfers. So apparently, Bielsa wants Mikkel Damsgaard. Of course he wants him. We all want him. Why wouldn't you? He's a top player. Do I think Leeds United will get him? Probably not. Okay, but apparently Villa and Spurs are leading the race for Mikkel Damsgaard. Leeds are still being credited with an interest in the Sampdoria Danish international via La Publica, but apparently Aston Villa and Tottenham are leading the race to sign him, according to Calcio Mercato. Look, Leeds United, unfortunately, I just don't think we have the capacity. We don't have the capacity. No, we don't have the money and the funds to be able to fund a Mikkel Damsgaard transfer for me. Of course, I would love to. Of course, Bielsa would want him. Why wouldn't he? If you ask him outright, do you want Messi? Of course, he'd say, yeah. It doesn't mean you're going to get him, does it? I don't think Aston Villa, no, they've got what they need. So maybe Tottenham. Tottenham does make sense, especially with the Ericsson one when he went there and stuff. I just think it's a shoe in that Mikkel Damsgaard rocking up at White Hart Lane at Spurs. It's not, what is it, White Hart Lane anymore? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's called that anymore, is it? It's been a long few days. But yeah, Mikel Damsgaard, I don't think it's going to happen. One that I do believe very strongly that will happen is, of course, Lewis O'Brien. Leeds are expected to make a new £7 million bid for Huddersfield Town midfielder Lewis O'Brien this week. That's according to that Nico guy who's got everyone blocked on social media. He was the one that actually brought the story about the rejected bids and stuff. So I think he's pretty reluctant, Nico, I think it is, or something like that. He says that O'Brien apparently as well favours a move to Leeds over Crystal Palace, who are also interested. Of course he does, because he's got his head screwed on. Not like that guy, okay? I'm not going to say his name, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? He doesn't lack ambition. He wants to come work under the best coach in world football and for one of the biggest clubs in England. Not no Palace. No. Nah, not on that vibe. Not on that vibe isn't Lewis O'Brien. But do I think 7 million will be accepted? Yes, I do. If we are going to table that bid, and maybe the loss against that team has pushed that through, that, yeah, right, okay, we do need bodies. And I still think we need another winger as well. Previously, I've said that I'd be happy if just Firpo and accept, but really no, because if Rafinha or Harrison got injured, we'd be snookered. We'd be up Pooh Creek with that paddle. But I do think Lewis O'Brien will be done this week. And we need it, really. We need it. And then we've got the international break in a couple of weeks' time, unfortunately. But we will play Everton, we play Burnley, and then we've got a break, which will give time for these players to be ready for when Liverpool comes around. And hopefully we can complete the signature of Lewis O'Brien. I think they'll accept that £7 million because I know they want a 10, and then Phil mentioned it was around about 8. Well, 7 million's a mil shy, and Huddersfield are in the Championship. It's a lot of money. I think that gets accepted, and Lewis O'Brien will become a Leeds United player this week. I do. One midfielder that I don't agree will come to Leeds United, but again has been linked, is that man Nathi Hernandez. Okay, so apparently Leeds are back strongly in for the Uruguayan international. According to Italian news reports, the 25-year-old looks set to join Inter Milan. But apparently the negotiations with Inter Milan at the moment seem to have gone a bit all over. And Marcelo Bielsa has therefore resumed contact with Cagliari, even though Marcelo Bielsa don't get involved in that stuff. And apparently contact's been made, though, from the powers that be at Leeds with Cagliari and the entourage of the Uruguayan Nathi Hernandez. So, look, they're saying that the deal could happen. LUFC Fanzone reached out to his agent and said, look, I can see again he's been linked this weekend. Our source, once again, has ruled out a possible transfer at this moment in time. He said, I am aware of the new speculation, but there's nothing concrete in the rumours. It's lazy journalism. It's a way for the Italian press to say, right, Manchester United beat them 5-1. They need a midfielder. Let's get that out there. Let's get some clicks. That's what that's about. Nathi Hernandez won't come to Leeds United. There was a period of time when I believed he might, but the transfer fee is too much for us. Another player that won't be coming is, of course, Matheus Cunha. Apparently, Atletico Madrid have held talks with the Hertha Berlin star about a move to the Spanish champions. That's coming from the international oracle, Fabrizio Romano. Atletico Madrid are just having everything Leeds United want. First Rodrigo de Paul, now Matheus Cunha. Yo, if only, yeah. If only. Them guys flirting with Leeds United on social media, you shouldn't be allowed to do that stuff. You know, getting us all excited and then moving to Spain. Matheus Cunha is elite, though, isn't he? He is elite. It looks like he'll be going to Spain. We're now just going to speak about some Leeds United-related news, i.e. about the current squad. Apparently, it was reported in the Telegraph that Leeds United want Patrick Bamford on a new deal. Of course we do. But apparently that's to ward off Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I love Patrick Bamford. He was second only to Kane in terms of goals scored. If Tottenham genuinely see Patrick Bamford as a Harry Kane replacement, then there's something amiss. There's something amiss. They've been linked with Lautaro Martinez. You know, the striker that Tottenham will be after will be here. I love Bamford, but I just don't think he's ready for a move to Spurs. I think Leeds want Bamford on a new contract because we want him on a new contract and he's a great player within our side. He's integral to what we do. Not to ward off interest from Spurs. I don't think Spurs are knocking down the door for Patrick Bamford. And if they were, we'd want big money, and the big money would probably go, you know what, I might say that's a lot of money. I love Patrick Bamford. Let me just put that out there. But I just don't think they're looking at Patrick Bamford as a Harry Kane replacement if indeed he does move on. We're looking to get him on a new deal because we want him on a new deal. yeah, because he deserves a new deal. He's a great player, of course. We might ward off interest from those in and around us, but I don't think Tottenham Hotspur are in for Patrick Bamford. It'd be quite a drop-off, with all due respect, from Harry Kane to Patrick Bamford. And I think, you know, the likes of Martinez, etc., on the continent over in Inter Milan are strikers that they're looking at. But Bamford didn't get in the England squad. Do I think he should have? Yes. But they're looking for international proven Champions League goal scorers, not taking a chance on a Patrick Bamford to replace Harry Kane. Not for me. But of course, we want him on a new deal, and I believe he will sign a new deal because Leeds United and Marcelo Bielsa have resurrected his career. He's found a home. He loves it here. We love him. So get that new deal signed, Patrick Bamford. We heard from Diego Llorente as well. He provided an update on his injury. He said, I keep working to be with the team as soon as possible. Bielsa was asked about it, and he said, look, it's still going to be about 1 or 2 weeks more. So I think we're not going to see him until after the international break for Liverpool, and we'll need him for that game, 100%. We need him for every game. It's quite glaring. He's our best centre-back. I don't even think it's up for debate anymore. There was previous times when it was up for debate. Not anymore. Diego Llorente is number one. I think we'll see him after the international break. Just a few bits to leave you with now. Leeds United midfielder Kean Coleman was selected in Ireland's under-18 squad. So when you're youth for getting international experience at that age, it can only be a good thing. The LUFC women got their season off to a flying start with a 1-0 win against Stockport from a Hunt last-minute winner. So well done to them. And just a heads up for anyone in the London area who's stuck for something to do today. The Leeds under-23s are playing at Selhurst Park tomorrow against Crystal Palace. Today, should I say. It's only £5 a ticket with a 7 p.m. kickoff. Plenty of seats available. So if you are in London, you are stuck for something to do on Monday evening, you can pay £5 to go watch the under-23s at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. So make sure you do that if indeed you are stuck for something to do and show some support. But that was it from the Daily Leeds. It was the return of the Daily Leeds. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Smash a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Have an amazing week. I've got my driving test today, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Say a prayer for me, brothers and sisters, and I will see you later now. Peace out, Leeds.